Imagine this. I used to dream of financial stability too, of my dreams not being just distant wishes. What would it be like to be able to wake up every morning without worrying about money, knowing that you are in control of your life? Let me tell you how I changed my life by applying 3 fundamental keys that I learned from Jim Rohn, one of the great mentors of personal development. These 3 keys were the starting point that transformed the way I thought about money and wealth, and they helped me discover that the power to change was within me all along. At first, I was just like most people. I spent my life chasing money, but I never understood how to truly attract it. I felt trapped, wanting to improve my finances without even knowing where to start. That's when I discovered that the key was to change my mindset and acquire tools to unlock the potential I already had within me. I understood that what I was missing was not luck or favorable circumstances, but a change in the way I thought and acted. That's how my true journey to financial freedom began. I remember when I made the decision to learn more about financial education and personal growth. It wasn't immediate, but each small step I took had the power to transform my life in ways I never imagined. And that's the real magic of growth. Small daily changes lead to huge long-term results. Sometimes those changes may seem insignificant, but it's precisely the consistency that makes them add up and become a significant change. One of the most important ideas Jim Rohn shared was the concept of personal philosophy. He said that our personal philosophy is made up of the beliefs and attitudes with which we approach life. I used to think that wealth was something for others, that I didn't have the luck or the opportunities I needed. But I realized that in order to attract wealth, I first had to change my mindset and adopt habits that would bring me closer to my goals. It wasn't an overnight change, but with intention, commitment, and daily practice, I managed to turn my life around. I began to understand that everything depended on me, on how I saw things, and on the decisions I made each day. Jim Rohn said that formal education will give you a way to make a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. I realized that if I wanted to change my financial situation, it wasn't enough to just work hard. I had to work smart, using knowledge as a tool to create new opportunities. I started investing time in learning about finance, personal development, and business. It wasn't just about acquiring technical skills, but about adopting a mindset that valued continuous learning and constant improvement. This opened my mind and allowed me to see opportunities that were previously invisible to me. I have heard many stories of successful people who started with very little but managed to change their lives by investing in their education. I myself saw how my life changed as I invested in myself. That growth mindset was what allowed me to overcome obstacles and achieve greater financial freedom. I think of the growth mindset as a seed. Each positive action is like water that irrigates that seed, helping it grow into a strong, fruit-filled tree. But you have to be patient, because the results are not always immediate. Sometimes, it takes time to see the fruits start to grow. The first key I discovered was the power of daily habits. Jim Rohn said that success is nothing more than a few disciplines practiced every day. I realized that if I wanted to see changes in my life, I had to start with my habits. I started reading every day, even if it was just for 15 minutes, about personal finance and personal development. At first it seemed insignificant, but that small routine changed my way of thinking and eventually my financial reality. Habits are the bricks with which we build our success, and every day I put one more brick. The key was to not lose consistency, even on days when it seemed like nothing was changing. I saw studies showing how people who spend time reading and learning consistently tend to have significantly higher incomes than those who don't. In fact, 85% of high-income people read at least one book a month. That convinced me of the importance of constant learning. Every page I read gave me a new perspective or an idea I could apply. And so, step by step, I built a new reality. I understood that it wasn't just about accumulating knowledge, but about applying it, about turning each learning into action. Every book I finished was one more step toward the life I wanted to build. Another crucial habit I adopted was planning. Jim Rohn always talked about the importance of having a clear plan for our finances. In the past, I wanted to improve my financial situation, but I didn't have a map to guide me. I started creating a monthly budget and setting specific goals. Planning helped me stay focused and measure my progress. It's like having a map. Without one, it's easy to get lost. But when you have a plan, you know exactly what steps to take, and you can anticipate challenges before they become insurmountable obstacles. Planning gave me clarity and allowed me to see what was working and what needed to be adjusted. The second key that changed my life was surrounding myself with the right people. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." I realized that many of the people around me had a scarcity mindset, were constantly complaining, and didn't strive to improve. I knew that if I continued to be surrounded by those influences, I would end up the same. So I sought to surround myself with people who were positive, motivated, and focused on growth. That had a huge impact on my mindset and habits. By sharing my time with people who had similar goals, I realized that my vision of what was possible expanded and my motivation grew. As I watched successful people, I realized that many of them attributed their success to the relationships they built. These relationships provided them with support, motivation, and opportunities to grow. I reflected on who the people were that I interacted with the most on a daily basis and asked myself if they were actually contributing to my growth, or were they holding me back? It wasn't about abandoning those who didn't share my goals, but rather being mindful of how much time and energy I was devoting to them. I began seeking out mentors and communities that shared my goals, and that made my vision of what was possible expand even further. I also learned that surrounding yourself with the right people means seeking out those who challenge you to be better, who aren't afraid to tell you the truth, and who push you to be your best. The third key, and perhaps the most important, was consistent action. Jim Rohn said that what is easy to do is also easy not to do. I knew what I needed to do: save, invest, learn new skills, but I often put those actions off. The real change began when I decided to take action, even if I didn't have all the answers or even if the conditions weren't perfect. Each small action created momentum, and that momentum was what eventually led me to achieve my financial goals. I learned not to wait for the perfect moment, because that moment might never come. Taking action, even when I had doubts, was what kept me moving forward. Taking action meant leaving fear and doubt behind. I realized that real failure wasn't making mistakes, but not trying. Every time I took action, I gained experience and learned something valuable, even if things didn't turn out the way I expected. That was the difference between just dreaming about change and actually changing. Consistent action is what distinguishes those who achieve their dreams from those who only imagine them. And with every action, no matter how small, I felt myself getting closer to the life I wanted. A life where I could be proud of my accomplishments and the risks I had taken. There came a time in my life when everything began to transform thanks to the power of decision. Jim Rohn said that all change begins with a firm decision. One day I said to myself, "Enough is enough. I deserve something better." And that was the decision that changed everything. I stopped waiting for circumstances to improve and started creating my own opportunities. Wealth is not just about money. It is about mindset and commitment. I made the decision to change, and sticking to that decision every day was what led me to achieve my goals. It was not easy, but every day I was reminded of my commitment, and that gave me the strength to keep going. Committing to my goals meant that I kept going, no matter what. There were tough times when I questioned whether it was really worth it, but I learned that the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the ability to stick to their decision. It was this commitment that helped me overcome the most challenging moments and stay focused on my goals. Every time I wanted to give up, I remembered why I started, and that gave me the strength to continue. When I made the decision to move forward with determination towards my financial goals, I started to see opportunities where before I only saw problems. My focus changed, my energy shifted, and it was as if the universe began to align with my intentions. That was the moment when I stopped being a victim of circumstances and became the architect of my own destiny. Don't underestimate the power of a decision, because it can be the beginning of a life full of wealth and abundance, not only for you, but also for those around you. Your example can inspire others to make their own decisions and begin their own path to abundance. It's amazing how a single decision can have a domino effect, impacting not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. To sum up, today I have shared with you 3 keys that changed my life. The power of daily habits, the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people, and the need to take constant action. Remember, everything starts with a firm decision and the determination to keep moving forward no matter the challenges. If my story has inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more content on how to transform your mindset and attract abundance, hit the bell so you don't miss our next videos. The time to change is now. Every day is a new opportunity to get closer to your goals. Start today, commit to your growth, and build the life you've always dreamed of. See you in the next video. And remember, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get up and keep going. That's the real key to success.